So hopefully we will only see the Palo if things get dire. But here we go. Game 1. Panda Toad. You know, I really don't know what to expect, so let's see what happens.
Rapid jab, but still a 15% deficit or so from Toad. Still has a turnip pulled as well.
And Peach landing, I believe, only like air into like back air, and Panda's already at 39.
Floats down to there. Had enough time to pull a second turnip, and just as he was charging up the Lloyd rocket.
Oh, and the slingshot actually clanks with the turnip. That is good to know.
Has that going for him, although he's going to be carried from one side of the stage to the other.
Yeah. And Villager Specialist obviously knows how to use his aerial to carry his opponent from one side to another. He's good at reading your jumps. He's good at reading your panic options.
Picks up the turnip again. Worth noting that turnips are not one apiece. Toad can always pull a second one if Panda has one pocketed.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that makes... Well, Toad will definitely have no reservations about continuing to pull these turnips regardless of the pocket. And Panda will be limited by the fact he can only pocket one at a time.
Smash in the wrong direction. Returns safely.
Walk up shield, both players still feeling each other out, trying to see what their options are when pressured. And
Backer will put Panda up to 114 and wants to go for the edge guard with an air.
Toad letting him float back up.
Stitch face pulled.
And it flies right off stage. But honestly, with Peach, that's okay. Now, Toad with the stage control, but trying to figure out how to break. That was an incredible play from Toad, timing his counter with the Lloyd rocket to catch out Panda's approach. Panda getting caught out for being a little too aggressive there. But now he has the stage control, and Peach has to land against these projectiles.
Off of the heels of that, wants to find a low percent combo because with this rage, although having said that, the up air will call out the jump and get that, and Panda will take this opportunity to put a tree at the ledge.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the strength of Villager's up air and down air actually changed, right? Because based on what vegetable he uses on each hitbox, like the knockback and the damage is different. So
yes.
It's possible that Panda probably pulled out one of the stronger variations to clip Toad at the top of the blast zone there.
They are more similar than they were in Smash 4, so there isn't as big of a discrepancy, but you're right. And new in Smash Ultimate as well is that all three variants of down air, no matter how many turnips you pull, will spike.
That's good to know. Especially Villager with that low recovery. Always force. Toad sitting with the percent lead, but Panda getting back on stage, trying to build up his little Villager fortress here. And Panda doing an excellent, excellent job of covering his ledge approach options. Just throwing out a huge variety of hitbox to make sure Toad cannot stand at the ledge and set up for an edge guard attempt.
Enjoying about a 30% lead, although Panda will catch the turnip.
Oh, but gets caught out by the fair. That Peach fair is huge and strong. Oh, and Panda goes for the panicked air dodge in.
This combo 0 to 44 just like that.
That is Peach for you, and Toad going deep. Is he dead? Oh, he is.
Yeah, Pineapples himself under the stage. Still 60% in the lead, but wanted to extend that even further.
Yeah, but honestly, Peach with the percent lead, it's fine. I mean, you're not exactly getting insane combos out of 70. So you take the reset. Now Panda slowly climbing his way back into this. Oh my gosh, that counter was out for a long, long time.
And that's the difference between Peach's counter and other counters. You want to bait it out with a different hitbox than the move you're trying to challenge.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, your Panda is smart enough to be able to adapt to that in the future. Now Toad just patiently waiting at the edge of the stage, not wanting to run into the Lloyd rocket that Panda is throwing out to cover all this space. But now Panda has Toad off stage. Can he get back? Catches the roll in. Goes for the force battery, but Toad using the float. And honestly, the slowness of Peach to be able to bait out that approach, you know?
Yeah, goes for the Peach Bomber, wants this kill now.
But Panda just bringing out the wall and now covering all of Toad's approach options.
Almost with that rage, the up smash inches away from killing.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he makes it back, but gets caught out with the roll again. Panda not dropping that dare up air. Is caught out by the dash attack. There's the fair. How many resources does Toad have left? Is that enough? He makes it back, gets the Peach Bomber, but Panda living that on the other side of PS2. That's definitely not
Stops his momentum with a Lloyd Rocket as well, and he is going to make it back. Villager's recovery is absolutely immaculate.
Gets caught out by the back throw. Max Rage, that'll kill.
One interaction was all it took, and Toad just saying run that back right away. Wanted that. You could see the sigh of relief from Panda Bear. Knows that was way too close for comfort.
But Toad applying great pressure, just a few slip-ups on that last stock, but honestly, it's looking to be a good set. All right, here we go. Game 2. Panda up 1-0, but Toad running a very close game 1, and we'll see if the reads Panda was getting on that last stock was capitalizing on Toad's panic, or if he actually has completed the download.
Toad is one to play differently on the first and third stock, even if the percents are in similar spots, so knows that if he can go for the kill, go for certain riskier options, he'll do that. He knows what odds he's working with.
Definitely no shy of confidence in his play style, but Panda definitely capable of punishing over-aggression without fail.
Excellent parry, but not able to find a follow-up. It did cross up on Panda Bear's perspective, and the rapid jab will put him off stage.
Yep. Oh, and Panda just catching out all of Peach's lateral approaches, putting his slingshot, and whatever he needs, wherever it needs to be. Doesn't get the roll in that time, but...
And if there's one Peach thing that I think Toad is world-class for, it's varying up his recovery once he's already pulled the umbrella. He can float in and out like it's nobody's business.
And that's an essential skill to sell, especially against Villager. He has bowling ball. You really can't go low, so you better be able to dip and duck down there.
Dash attack a little bit too low, but narrowly missing him. Gets rid of the dot eyes as well, and Villager will pocket that.
Now Toad at the percent deficit. Panda now running with the lead. Looking for a way in. Oh, he was caught out by the forward air. Oh, and Panda with the excellent patience.
Nearly killing with a back throw across the stage, too.
Yep.
The knockback scaling on that back throw is ridiculous.
Both players now just trying to play a big punch, and that Lloyd catching Toad out.
Can't challenge that, and speaking of moves you can't challenge, Panda will use that opportunity to set up the tree at the ledge.
Yep, and now Toad playing at a much more noticeable deficit. Panda building this lead slowly, bit by bit. Starting to catch on to Toad's habits when recovering on the ledge. He's probably caught like the last 2 or 3 recovery options, but the nair from Peach saying, "Sayonara, Villager."
Yeah, Toad needed that full top fair. He didn't want to let this get too out of hand, already at 94%, and if he had missed that, who knows how drastic this could have been.
Now Panda setting up this wall again. Toad at 100, knowing that a few slip-ups and he might start dying.
Goes through and doesn't allow him to water the tree fully. Goes.
Gets the down throw Bair. Oh, and Panda gets caught out again by the counter on the Lloyd Rocket.
Very strong. He goes above him this time. Smart.
Yep. Toad now just hasn't had the lead and has been struggling on these entry options. Panda just playing patient, walling out Toad, reading all of his options on approach, and just basically converting on almost all of them.
Consecutive up airs will put Panda to 90% and covers himself well the fair as he approaches back to the stage and outranges the back throw too.
Yep. That's Peach for you. Toad just going for the counter. I think he accidentally Z-caught his own turnip there. And gets caught out by the, I think that was forward air.
That was Falling Bear.
Falling Bear, alright, Panda did turn around. Now Toad with the stock deficit. Trying to break this Villager wall, but Panda has the reads, has the conditioning. Question is now, can Toad apply enough pressure to force Panda to drop this wall, which has now been extremely consistent this game.
Already 40% and really unable to register too much. Pretty much has him at kill percent for a back air or fair, but unable to even find a setup in the first place.
Oh my gosh, Toad being bold. Just landing with a Bair on that forward smash. Backing off a Panda shield there, probably expecting a roll away, but Panda standing strong. And Toad now just trying to figure out a way to get this stock off.
So back with the umbrella, goes
oh my gosh,
up.
The back air still not killing. Oh, Toad going low for a catch out, but Panda still living at 154.
And look at how beneficial these trades are for Panda. Already has Toad up to 96% even with that damage.
Right. And now Toad finally got the stock, and if there's anything Peach can recover from, it's a damage deficit. I mean, Peach's 0 combos will tack on the percent. The question is, will Panda let him get them? And the back throw will just shut it down.
No sooner do you say it, we see the immediate bans come out from Panda Bear. He wants this set over with. Toad has to calm himself, find a way through these wall of slingshots that Panda Bear is just throwing out at a moment's notice.
Honestly, the issue is that Toad lost the initial exchange, had the percent deficit, and Panda's a good player. He's consistent. He's not dropping that lead. You know, he's going to force you to earn your damage on him. And you know, Toad just got caught out a few times on his options, and Panda just coming in with the swift punishes.
Every interaction, every trade you make, every decision you make is going to be scouted out. Panda Bear has those eagle eyes going on, just knows what his opponent is going for more and more as the set progresses.
Going back to Stadium, apparently whatever Panda banned, Toad was like, this is still my best option.
And to be fair to Toad, I don't know if the stage was necessarily his problem there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think not necessarily the fault of PS2, but Panda was living some of those float bears insanely long, and PS2 is a large stage, so possible that he wanted to go to a smaller stage, but I mean, Panda probably banned Battlefield and Smashville, so I mean, there are not that many better options.
Ooh.
Oh, caught out. I don't know if he has his float. Yeah. No, he doesn't, and Toad will just fall off. Once again, Panda taking the lead. See if Toad can close this deficit quickly.
That tree stopping himself from going for the punish he wanted. Went to the hard read with the up smash too, but Panda too veteran to not fall for that.
Oh my gosh, Toad. Honestly, I don't know how he's not having a panic attack every time he's doing that. Every time he weaves with that umbrella, I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope he gets back to the ledge.
He's playing with fire every time.
But, I mean, that's the skill of a good player, to have the confidence to know your options, trust your own execution.
Only taking 30% onto the second stock, so if he can find the kill soon, he's not in too bad of a position.
Right, but once again, the size of PS2, that is a float bear. There is no short hop damage modifier or knockback modifier on that back air, and Panda is still living those at 142.
Even after the Peach Bomber, not going to carry him across to the other side of the blast zone.
Now Panda setting up this wall, knowing that at this point, whatever extra percent he get just makes Toad's job harder and harder. Gets caught out with the up air, falls out of the dare. Back throw, and Panda now living at 178. Honestly, each struggling to kill, not through any fault of Toad's as a player, but rather Panda just always forcing him to land the options that won't kill, but the fourth player finally sniping that out.
Yeah, Peach struggling to kill is not a sentence you hear very often, but that being said, Panda's evasiveness is certainly playing to his hand here.
Yeah. Goes for our landing here. The Lloyd Rocket once again. That Lloyd Rocket just covers so much space, forcing Toad just stand back, wait for Panda to commit to something.
The dot eyes come out, didn't get the up air because Panda delayed himself with the Lloyd Rocket. Pulls around the tree, not even bothering. Pulls a bomb!
Pulls the bomb! Panda has pocketed the bomb! This has a very dangerous situation, and Toad escapes that.
I think both Panda and Toad were just holding their breath there.
Yep.
Although, having said that, that's world-class awareness from Panda to just pocket the bomb, especially when he just pulled a slew of normal turnips. Didn't go for the pocket there.
That was just pure reaction speed.
The stocks are even, but the percent certainly isn't.
But honestly, so long as Toad can figure out a way to get this kill earlier, be fine. Gets back to ledge. Panda going for a roll in, but Toad mixing it up with the neutral get up.
So around that.
And cowls him out with the up smash, and now Toad has the lead.
Covers himself with a turnip this time as Panda wanted the down air.
Right. Now Toad gets called out with jumping again, and now it is even. Each has the high percent combos, but he needs the starters, and Panda is good enough to not give him that.
44% to a clean 0% last stock from Toad. Has to play this very conservatively. Does not want to let this damage lead slip.
And now Panda at 69.1% immediately hit to 88%, so I don't even get the time to get the joke off.
Good counter on the Lloyd racket. The Z drop on the turnip not going to face Toad, and then another up smash.
But Panda living. Stadium is big, and I don't know. I mean, I know Stadium probably isn't bad for Peach, but it's definitely hurt Toad a lot more in this match than it has helped him.
Waits that out though. Outranges the grab.
Now Panda just throwing out these shots, trying to cut off Toad's approach. Toad doing his best to bob and weave around all this wall pressure. But Kyle's it out with the forward air. That'll kill it. Peach's forward air, always a reliable option. Good old tried and true.
Conversion with the turnip too. He just cut off some of the pathways of just reproaching, and Panda Bear had nowhere to go.
Yep. Well, good stuff to Toad. Clutching out that game 3. Well, not really. I guess he did clutch. I guess any win against Panda is technically clutching it out.
It is.
In a sense. But got the lead on the second stock, held it all the way through, and now we're going to Battlefield for game 4.
This will be an interesting one. I know this is a stage that Panda very much favors. We'll have to see how Peach also gets quite a few things onto the stage. Any triplat.
Triplats, yeah, that's definitely a recipe for success. Obviously, Villager also does well in the triplats as well. Very hard to approach him when he's under those platforms, but I mean, Panda literally off stage, but has not taken any damage, just expertly weaving in the air.
And one advantage for Panda on this stage is that the underside of the stage is a bit more favorably shaped. If he wants to go for some wall hop fairs, he can do so a bit more reliably here.
That's true. But also with the triplats, Peach, these extensions on, down tilt, up air, it's hard for Villager to escape. Not exactly the fastest character in the air. Oh, and catches the tech roll in with the Peach Bomber.
Toad missing with the turnip, but the back throw mashes out of it.
The grab. And going for about one too many Pelmos there.
Approached with no option in hand, he's just going to float off stage, daring Panda to make the first move.
Now Toad thrown back off stage. Counters the Lloyd again, but now Panda knowing the patience to wait out the hitbox. Going for the float into the Peach Bomber to get back on stage. Going for the up smash again, but Panda won't fall for that again.
Yeah, it has a significant amount of end lag, so if you can know what you're doing, if you see it coming out in the startup as well, it's very punishable.
Oh my gosh. Toad did a great job of dropping the turnip straight down, but Panda also just reacting and catching it.
Caught himself before things get too out of hand. The back air with a bit of rage, nearly doing the trick.
Forcing Panda to go low, but Toad struggling to really convert off the ledge traps. Definitely getting his percentage, but he needs kills as Panda immediately calls out the jump and up airs Peach into the top blast zone.
An official trade for Panda, still leaving himself at 119, and after that back air, very much near kill percent, but if he can play safely, avoid getting hit rather than trading, that shield is almost done.
Yeah, that tree took away almost all of Toad's shield. Luckily, he has stage control, he has advantage, he doesn't need to worry about too much shield pressure. Goes for get up attack, smart option. Oh, Panda going for the hard read there, and Toad just skedaddling out of there.
Peach Bomber's away from that forward smash, just over it, does not even want to try and contest the hitbox.
Oh, and gets it up here. That doesn't kill. Oh my goodness.
That's a Stitch Face too, so Toad might want to hang on to that.
Oh, just as you said.
That being said, Panda's pocketed it now, so it's in his
But
possession.
it immediately goes away. And Toad struggling to get these 0 conversions. I know Dare isn't the combo starter, but he can definitely get something off of it.
50% or so down. This is not impossible from Toad, but has to get something going very shortly.
He definitely needs a Nair or a down tilt. He needs one of the standard Peach combo starters. He needs to get this early damage, because Panda is literally just chipping away at him bit by bit. That's sufficient. Oh my goodness.
That time the Toad expired before the Lloyd Rocket had even arrived.
Yep. Oh, good roll from Toad to avoid the bowling ball, but now off stage. Goes for the aggressive option, and Panda just nairs him out of shield.
First hit a dash attack going to stuff Panda Bair. Before he even wanted to do that,
and
but the
Peach
back
Bomber
air.
lost to the forward air. Now Toad down basically a stock and a half. Counters the axe, but still takes 31% for his troubles. Pops one balloon, but not both.
Back air is going to be met with a shield from Panda. Up tilt to get him tri-plats. They just work so well in his favor in neutral, but as far as Panda Bair has the advantage, can't really do much to avoid that.
And now Panda still sitting with this 50% plus stock lead and not looking like he's about to die anytime soon. Toad gets the parry into the down throw. Volley mix-ups, gets the first turnip, uses the Lloyd to block the turnip throw. Panda really covering all his low options here. Toad just trying to find this kill.
Yeah, that space on the ledge, as far as Panda Bair is concerned, is occupied property. Peach and Toad can't even think of going there with the amount of fairs and dash attacks that Panda's throwing out.
Now Toad also going for the high drift. What a mix-up. He gets finally clipped by the dash attack, but the fact he didn't die off that, he has my respect for sure.
But at 149, and especially on such a large stage, is going to have trouble, especially when he's stock down.
Oh, and reading the roll with the axe. Forcing the rolling with the Lloyd, and Panda will win 3-1 over Toad.
Yeah, no questions asked right there. It's going to be Panda moving on in